Hey there everyone, Sunny Rogers, Emerald Ambassador here, and I wanted to share with you a few things that I experienced last week when I helped chair a social work conference in Little Rock. I had the honor of talking and meeting with Dr. Terrance Roberts, who in 1957 was one of the Little Rock Nine who integrated as an African American student into Little Rock Central High School. He taught us, our whole conference was about celebrate diversity, lift every voice. But I could not help, as he was talking about these things, apply them back to who I am as a Plexus ambassador. I'm a social worker, but I'm also a Plexus ambassador, and we have huge responsibility with that title. And I wanted to share with you just a few things that he talked with us about. He said that we are very important, and we need to know that. He said, we have to have four things basically in order to be highly successful. And he said, one, we have to have a high level of self-awareness. We need to know who we are, and we need to not pretend like where we came from doesn't have an impact on who we are today. Sure, it doesn't have to have a negative impact on us, but we have to know where we came from in order to know where we're going. So knowing who you are, what triggers you, where you come from, knowing what's going through your mind, what thoughts you're having about yourself every single day, you have to be very aware of that. And if you haven't explored emotional intelligence yet, I highly encourage you to find Emotional Intelligence 2.0, some work by Daniel Goleman, and dig into who you are, because it matters in where you're going. So he said you have to have a very high level of self-awareness. 2, he said you have to look at your commitment level. 3, he said you have to decide. And 4 is action. Okay, so let's go back. First is a very high level of self-awareness. 2, he said you have to have commitment. And he says there's various levels of commitment, so you need to make sure that you're living in the level that you're ready for and that you want for your life. He said, 1, we have to be very alert to those various levels of commitment, because the first level is I'll think about it, which he says basically means no. So we'll hear various levels of commitment when we're signing people up. We'll have various levels of commitment for our own businesses. We'll have various levels of commitment for our customers. And I'm willing to bet that you've heard all of these levels of commitment while you've been doing your work. So the 1, I'll think about it, which means no. 2 is I'll try. What that really means is no. I'll try, but that means I'm probably not going to, or it means I know it won't work. So I'm going to try this thing out. And then there's also I'll do what I can is the next level. But what that means is, but I can't do very much. I'll do what I can. So when we have people sign up and we hear them say, yeah, I'll do what I can, I'll try to reach out, we know what that really means. And we know people aren't really ready for it. And then this one I think is particularly tricky. So we've got I'll think about it, I'll try, I'll do what I can, and the next one is I'll do what's expected. How many times have you guys heard people come in and they're like, how many times do I have to post on Facebook before this will really work for me? Now, how many people do I have to reach out to every month in order to be successful and get to this rank? They want to know the exact formula to make it happen. That's your first clue that you are not in the highest level of commitment. That means you're not willing to go out and do everything. It means you want a specific formula. And usually we see people fall off at that level. I don't want that to be you. So I'm letting you know that we need to be at the 5th level of commitment. And that 5th level of commitment is I'll do whatever it takes. At this level, you're the person who's going to get it done, no matter what it takes. You may reach out to 50 people in 1 week. You may reach out to 200 people in 1 week. And then 1 week you may reach out to 3 or 5. You're the person who's committed to going silver again every single month, or doing everything it takes to try to make that happen. You're doing everything it takes to make it happen. You're going into it going, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this rank happen, to have this happen for my family, for this company, for these people I love and care about. You're the person who says, I'm going to get it done. That is that fifth level of commitment that most people don't even realize they're not at, but they think they are. So going back to the I'll do what's expected, those are the people who you have to be really careful with, because they're asking for their job description on the first day because they want to know exactly what it is they have to do to skirt by. But those who are the most committed are the ones who say, I'll do whatever it takes. You don't get overwhelmed with the big, huge, overarching goals of getting to emerald, of getting to gold. In the beginning, it seems like it's so far away. You're the person you're like, I'll just do whatever it takes. I'm going to learn everything I can about myself, about this company, about these products, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that out to whoever needs it. And then you will find, if you wake up, he said, if you wake up and every day you live in that fifth level of commitment of I'll do whatever it takes to be the best mom today, to be the best school teacher, to be the best social worker, to be the best Plexus ambassador, he said, you will change your life. You'll change your life. You will be a completely different person if you wake up every day with that as your mindset. And I thought that this was particularly, it had a lot of impact on me, I guess. He said, we have to stop thinking so small. We have to start thinking larger. And to me, I'm like, dream big. You know, like we hear that in Plexus all the time, to start thinking bigger and larger. He said, because you are so important. You are so important. Who you know is important. Who you talk to is important. What you do is important. He said, you're so important that the day is not made until you do what it is you're going to do, until you contribute what it is you're going to contribute for that day. Whoa, I'd never thought about that before. But what I'm choosing to do today is making the day what it's going to be, whether that's for the good or for the bad. And that leads me into number 3, is to decide. He said, we lock ourselves into only a few options. He said, you are the person you choose to be in any given day. I can choose to be inactive, or I can choose to be in the fifth level of commitment. I choose that. Often we like to think that life is passing us by and I don't have an impact on that. Life's just passing me. But every day you're choosing to be whatever it is you're going to be. You're choosing to live higher in a higher level commitment, or you're choosing to be inactive and let life pass you. That is you deciding. You have to decide what option you want in life. If you're going to learn and grow and be more every day, that's your choice. But if you choose not to, that's also your choice. We can't blame that on anyone but ourselves. We are who we choose to be. We are not what someone else said we're going to be, or said we're not going to be committed, or said we're not going to be able to do anything good. We are what we choose to be in every single day. That's so powerful to me, because how often are we listening to that voice in our head that someone told us about years ago? It's not true. You are so important that the day isn't made until you do what it is you're going to do, for the good or for the bad. Okay, and then the last one is action. Okay, so you're in that fifth level of commitment and you are choosing to do everything that it's going to take. And that fifth level of action, or in that fifth level of commitment, you are into action. And what you have to know is that when you are in full action and you are fully committed to do whatever it takes, it's not going to work out like you think it's going to. It might sometimes, but life is not safe. Life is not guaranteed. So if you're starting this, you have to know you are going to fail. You have to know it's not always going to work for you the way you think it should. But if you are working every day in that fifth level of commitment, you are going to see success. It just might not look what you think it's going to look like. Life is not safe. If you find out something does not work, you have to figure out what will work. What works for me might not work for you in your Plexus business, but if you're living in that fifth level of commitment every single day, you're going to do whatever it takes to find what works for you. You're going to find that follow-up system that works for you. You're going to find the people who are interested in this and want to run with you with this. It's just going to take time and commitment, and realizing that if you think it's going to be perfect, you will fail, because you're going to be so upset and your world's going to be crushed when it doesn't go just the way you think it should go right in that minute. So, recap. High level of self-awareness. 2, the commitment levels. Be at a level 5 commitment. 3, decide on your options. What option are you going to choose in that day? Are you going to choose the fifth level of commitment, or are you going to choose to let life pass you? And then 4 is to get into action, realizing that life is not safe and that you're going to have some ups and downs and some failures. So I just want you guys to take away that you are so important. People need what we have. People need this opportunity. People need these products. And you have that connection that I don't have with these people. So it's up to you to choose whether you're going to do that or choose whether you're not. And I really hope that so many of us will be in that 5th level commitment, because I know we've all known people on our teams who have that 5th level commitment. They're like, man, they're doing it. Anybody can do this. This is not rocket science. Start every day with your 5th level commitment to do whatever it takes. And I promise you, you will see success. So if you're in a place where you're like, man, I just don't know if I'm in that 5th level commitment yet, borrow somebody else's belief until you find your own. Commit to finding your own, and you're going to get there. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you can take away something great from this. Remember, you are so important, and the day is not made until you do what it is you're going to do. Thanks, guys.